Hi, good evening. This is Britt Morrell with Kaplan Morrell, and as many of you probably know, we are attorneys that help injured and disabled workers here in Colorado. We've done so since 1997. I am continuing a series of videos on stuff that happens at Maximum Medical Improvement. You can look at our other videos to know what Maximum Medical Improvement is all about and what we're talking about. And typically what happens at Maximum Medical Improvement is when the doctor, your treating doctor, says there's no further care that will help you get better, in which case then you are, according to the doctor, as good as you're going to get in the three things that happen. Number one is you're given permanent restrictions. Number two, you're given an impairment rating. And three, you're given a recommendation for what's called maintenance care. Now, today we're going to talk about an impairment rating. Now, what is an impairment rating? It is a number. It's a percentage, 5%, 10%, 20%, and that is supposed to give you an estimate of your loss of bodily function. Now, where does that number come from? Well, it comes from a book called the AMA Guides to Rating Impairment. It's a very boring book. It was created by really bored people, obsessive, anal retentive nerds who had nothing better to do but figure out a system for how they are going to calculate how much function someone has lost as a result of their injury. And then they created this system where, if you can't move your arm this much, you get so many points. Certain surgeries, you get so many points. Again, it's in this book. They don't even publish this book anymore, but we here in Colorado still use it. And it's called, again, the AMA Guides to Rating Impairment. And what I love even more is that the authors of this book even say, please, for the love of God, do not use our system to figure out what to pay people for injuries. And guess what? We do anyway. Okay, so once you're placed in Maximum Medical Improvement, the treating doctor is going to calculate your impairment rating using this book. It's interesting what goes into an impairment rating, and it's really interesting what doesn't go into impairment rating. So, for example, if you're working or not working, doesn't matter as far as your impairment rating. If you've suffered, 8 months, 8 years, doesn't matter, doesn't change your impairment rating. If you were off work, doesn't matter, doesn't change your impairment rating. What matters in terms of your impairment rating is primarily what body parts did you injure, what's your loss of range of motion of those? Do you have any nerves, nerve damage, etc.? Sometimes the kinds of surgeries you have might impact your impairment rating. But what doesn't matter is like how much pain you're in. For example, for low back injuries, if you've got pain, you're going to get the same amount of points, and it doesn't matter if your pain is a lot or little, etc. And so therefore, you're going to get this number, and that number is going to get translated into a dollar amount, and it depends again on your date of injury. It will depend on how much you were making. It'll depend on your age. It may also depend a lot on the body part that you have injured. Okay, what an impairment rating is not. It is not a statement as far as how disabled you are. I've had clients who never missed a day of work, never missed in fact, never lost any wages, continue to work, are now making more money, and they still got a huge impairment rating. The other thing it's not a settlement, okay? So a lot of times people will come to us and they'll go, oh my God, I got this and it's a settlement, and I don't think, no, it's not a settlement. All an impairment rating is it's one of 10 possible potential benefits that injured workers might get if they are injured on the job, okay? It's also not the final say, and it's not even a determination of your final compensation for your work injury, okay? There's a lot of things that you can do to improve the value of an impairment rating, but unfortunately, you're going to need someone like me to be able to do it for you, because there are certain things that we can do to be able to improve your impairment rating. There are a lot of different complicated steps that you have to take if you're going to fight it. And for those reasons, we really urge you to consult with an attorney who knows what they're doing in Colorado for injured workers in workers' compensation, okay? And don't wait until you've gotten your impairment rating before you talk with an attorney. There's many things that we can do to help make sure that the impairment rating you get on the front end is the best one that you can get. So hopefully that was a little helpful in terms of determining what an impairment rating is. All it is it's just a number that doctors came up using this very boring book written by people who said, please don't use this book to compensate people for work injuries, and we do it anyway. It is a part of your case. It is not a settlement. It is not the entire award, but there's many things that attorneys can do. If you or someone you know and love has been injured in Colorado, please feel free to recommend them to us, Kaplan Morrell. We've got attorneys with over combined 70 plus years of experience helping injured workers here in Colorado. We would love to help you. Please give us a call, 970-356-9898. Please reach out to us on Facebook, our website. We would be happy to offer you or your loved one a free consultation so that they can know what rights they have in their injury. Thank you.